Coming to you from the Lydia Media Studios in the heart of Lewiston, Auburn, it's Lydia's Lunch Bunch, LA's afternoon morning show with Mark and Pam today because Sarah's away at a shoe show. Shoe show. We're covering news and events in the greater LA area and talking to the people making a difference in our community. Give us a listen at lydiamediallc.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
Today's show is brought to you by United Piping, serving residential and commercial customers with new installations and repairs. Call today and schedule your oil and gas boiler cleanings at 754-4556. UPI, the best plumbers around. And by Roopers, Beverage, and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it. At 5 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at roopersbeverage.com, and remember, the party starts at Roopers.
Can you think of a better way to kick off our 101st episode than having these three gentlemen in and the goodies they brought with them?
I can't.
You can't.
There's nothing that could beat that.
Nothing. Jesse St. Laurent is here, president of Roopers Beverage and Redemption. How you doing?
Good. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We thought we were gonna have you on for episode number 100, but the math didn't work out.
Okay.
So this is our official celebration.
So you decided you wanted the Three Stooges.
That's right.
101, right?
Rick Dugal is here, key account manager for Valley Beverage. How you doing, Rick?
Good. Thanks for having us in.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming. And Travis Gilmore, area sales manager for Valley. How you doing, Travis?
Good. How are you?
Good. So this is like a big extended version of Tasting Tales because we're sampling garage beer today.
All right.
And we're going to find out more about garage beer in just a bit and talk to these three gentlemen a lot more. But before we get there, we're going to take a look at some headlines for Monday, January 20th.
The City of Auburn's winter parking ban is in effect until noon today. The city is reminding residents that in order to use winter relief parking, you must have a winter relief parking permit, which is free and only available at the Auburn Police Department. Failure to obtain a permit could result in towing of your vehicle and fees.
CSX Transportation will be increasing its train speeds in Auburn from 10 and 25 miles an hour to 40 miles per hour. Residents and visitors are urged to heed safety tips, including always assume a train is coming, watch for signs and signals, and only cross the tracks at designated crossings.
Maine's only red snapper hot dog producer, W.A. Bean & Sons in Bangor, is changing its recipe after the U.S. Food and Drug Administration announced a ban on red dye number 3 in food. The FDA cannot authorize any color additive that has been found to induce cancer in humans or animals. Food manufacturers have until January 2027 to comply with the ban.
And financial website Wallet Hub ranked Maine as one of the best states to raise a family. States were ranked on affordability, education and childcare, health and safety, and family fun. Maine ranked 9th overall. Massachusetts took the top spot, and New Mexico ranked last. Here's Pam with the weather.
Sunshine will break through this afternoon with a high of 22 and a low of 3.
Oof.
Sunny tomorrow, yeah. Chilly.
All week long.
I know. Sunny tomorrow and Wednesday with highs around 16 and lows in the single digits. Cloudy on Thursday with highs in the 20s.
In sports, the Bruins host the San Jose Sharks this afternoon at 1.
The Celtics visit the Golden State Warriors today at 5 p.m.
After sweeping the stinking Rochester Junior Americans out of the Colisee, the Maine Nordiques are back in first place in the NAHL East Division. The Nords will host the Philadelphia Rebels this weekend.
Woohoo! The NA3 Nordiques visit the stinking New Jersey Titans on Sunday.
We add a little flavor.
Yeah, so every team that they play are the stinking. Okay, got it.
He caught on quick.
Yeah, we got no time for them.
We're creative.
Bates College basketball tips off against UMaine Farmington on Wednesday. The women are away and the men are at home. Both games begin at 7 p.m.
Central Maine Community College men's ice hockey visits Bates College on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Women's basketball will host New Hampshire Technical Institute at 6.
Now it's time for Pam's favorite segment. It is time for the podcast segment that is Sweeping the Twin Cities.
Kind of.
It's time for famous people birthdays.
They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
Let's take a look at FPBs for January the 20th. We're going to start off with, Bill Maher of Politically Incorrect, who is 69 years old today. Rainn Wilson is 59 years old today. He played Dwight Schrute on The Office. We got to have some Office fans.
No one knew Rainn Wilson, but when you said Dwight Schrute, they knew exactly who you were talking about.
He was one of the bowl cut, right?
Yeah.
The banks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know who he is.
I got some Schrute bucks for you guys.
Oh, I love it. How much is a Schrute buck worth?
I don't know.
But I'll give you 10 million Stanley bucks if you stop giving me Schrute bucks.
You're a fan.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Big fan.
Yeah. One of the greatest sitcoms ever, and Dwight Schrute, one of the most memorable characters.
Yeah, my wife, I get caught with this every week. You're watching this again? How many times have you said, just one of those shows that when it's on, you got to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are fans, I'm assuming.
I've seen a few episodes, yeah.
So as you get later in the seasons and when Andy takes over and Michael Scott goes away, it really is... If I'm flipping through the channels and I see that it's one of those seasons, I don't watch it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't as good when he was...
Once Steve Carell left, it lost its flavor.
Yeah,
for sure.
Actually, the early seasons are really the cringeworthy ones.
Yes.
With Steve Carell, so...
Yes, Prison Mike.
Yeah. It was the Dementors. It was the Dementors.
Diversity Day and oh my goodness, so many.
These guys are like, what
so
are
much
they
wrong.
talking about?
Yeah, you guys will know our final famous birthday. It is Paul Stanley of Kiss.
Oh yeah,
is 73 years old today.
So he's right in the prime of his.
He's right in the prime. Yes,
Prime
They're
raising.
touring again.
I think
He's new concert.
Yeah, the 8th final tour. Yes,
I was going to say it's the 15th anniversary of their farewell tour.
Should have wore face paint in his honor.
I know.
Oh, no doubt.
I know,
wish I'd
right?
have known.
That would have been
Yeah.
perfect.
Paul was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2014 as a member of KISS, as you would expect. And in 2006, Hit Parader ranked him 18th on their list of top 100 metal vocalists of all time.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
18th? Yeah. Right. Yeah, I could
was
think
he a
of...
vocalist? I mean, I thought Gene Simmons was the lead vocalist, wasn't he?
They traded off.
Oh, they did?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they each have their songs there. Like Gene will sing God of Thunder.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Paul will sing I Was Made for Loving You. And,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the better ones.
Well,
Yeah.
Beth.
Beth,
That's an
that was Peter Criss.
underappreciated one.
Peter-
Is it really?
Yeah, that was
drummer,
Peter Criss.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He
Love
wrote
that
it and
song.
sang it.
I saw them a few years ago because you had to see. I'd never seen them before. I
Yeah.
saw them in Portland, and I was underwhelmed. I mean, maybe I was expecting more, but
Yeah, that's the
it just
worst.
wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
I saw them once too, and for that reason, I was never a Kiss fan. I was always like an Iron Maiden, Armored Saint guy, just Judas Priest, but I never get into Kiss. And then my buddies were going to see them at the Civic Center, and I went with them, and I'm like, for the talent and the quality of songs that they have, they need the fireworks and the light
no
show.
doubt.
It's like
Yeah, there's not a lot of talent there.
They can't get away with their talent alone. They can't go up like Pearl Jam in flannels and jeans and just rock out.
I actually think Gene Simmons is a better actor than he is a.
He probably
a
is.
great showman, But
Yeah.
he was in a lot of good shows.
Like Family Jewels.
Family Jewels with Gene Simmons. He's promoting cryptocurrency now.
Is he really?
Oh, yeah.
Those are your FPBs for January the 20th.
Whether you want a sit-down meal or a grab-and-go, Pat's Pizza in Auburn offers delicious sandwiches, pasta, salads, and pizza at family-friendly prices. Pat's Pizza, serving the L.A. area since 1985. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Online at patsauburn.com.
Don't miss the January issue of Uncle Andy's Digest, featuring Greater Lewiston Auburn's 30th annual Best Businesses for 2024, plus a Valentine's Day gift guide, events calendar, shout-outs, and plenty of one-liners and jokes guaranteed to put a smile on your face. And be sure to visit UncleAndys.com and enter to win the Sweethearts Contest. You and your sweetie will appear in the February issue and could win a Valentine's Day gift basket. Uncle Andy's Digest, your local guide to, well, just about anything. All right, now we have some business to take care of. What do we have, Travis? What's going on?
Well, we might as well open one.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, let's have a beer.
Yeah, I
We're
haven't even
officially-
tried it yet. I'm excited.
All right.
Oh, you
I haven't
haven't?
either. I haven't
Oh,
tried
look.
Garage either.
Very easy drinking
Yeah.
lager style beer. 4%
Thank you.
ABV. 3 carbs. 3 grams of carbs.
As Sarah and I would say, a great breakfast beer.
This is all day beer. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Anybody doing dry January right now?
Not anymore.
No.
She was. We
I'm
talked about it
anti-dry
earlier.
January.
I don't believe in it.
Me either.
It's against my religion.
We didn't know you didn't like it.
There's a story with that, but we'll leave it as is.
Yeah, you better not see any non-alcohol displays at Roopers, I'll tell you that.
That's right.
Somebody's in trouble with that.
Job's lost.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Happy
Well,
Monday.
cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to 100
Absolutely.
episodes.
Yeah. Congrats.
Thanks.
I didn't crack that in the microphone. I don't know.
Oh, we got a few of them.
Yeah, we got a
Yep.
few.
It's
Oh,
not bad. It's very light.
I like it.
Yeah.
Definitely a garage beer.
Very
Yeah.
smooth.
Get it now.
So there's a lot of people involved in this brand. Probably the two most recognizable are the Kelsey brothers
Really?
involved.
I was going to
they're-
say, I love their homepage.
Yeah,
Oh, you're a big fan of Jason
yeah,
Nelson.
they're definitely going to get a little bit of female, into the beers as especially Travis Kelsey because of I guess he's dating somebody.
Oh,
I was going to say, does
think
Taylor
it's
Swift
Britney
drink
Spears
garage
or-
beer?
Yeah, right.
That's the big question.
Champagne, what do they call those?
Spritzers.
Spritzers.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Drives me crazy every time they flash her up in that
Oh,
booth.
it's annoying.
Like, yes, that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they're paid to do, is to catch the ball and score.
Especially this game this weekend too, because I think that because Kelsey had such a horrible season, people are like, we're not going to worry about him. We'll let everybody else beat us,
Yeah.
right? Or we'll stop everybody else. And he was wide open so many times, and every time he catches the ball, they got to go to the booth, and she's hugging somebody. It's like, I'm over it.
Do you know how much merch they've sold because
know.
Taylor Swift
Crazy.
is
I know.
so
Oh, they're using it.
they're going to do whatever they need to do.
yeah.
The NFL's smart. It's a
Yeah.
smart business move in the NFL, but an old man like
Yeah.
me, no.
I don't even watch the halftime show at Super Bowl. Do you guys usually kind of stick around for that?
I wait for the commercials. I watch the Super Bowl for
the
the
Super Bowl
commercial.
commercial. Hey, I got a fun fact about that.
What do you
Steve
got?
Roop's brother Larry Roop was in the Super Bowl commercial.
No.
Yeah, for Budweiser. Yeah.
Nice.
Do you remember the one with this is quite a few years back, but with the dog that's talking and the man doesn't speak at all in the commercial? That's the.
Do you remember what year it was?
I would say probably 2001-ish, right around
Really?
there. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a
I'll
hard
send you
time
guys a
remembering
clip.
Yeah,
yesterday.
I'll
so-
check
Pretty neat.
The last halftime show I remember enjoying and looking forward to was Tom Petty back in the early 2000s. And he crushed it.
Crushed it, yeah. Who was
I
it
don't know.
this year?
I like the '90s throwback one they had a few years ago.
with
that
Dr.
was
Dre?
fun. Yeah,
That one was good.
I liked that one.
Who was it this year? Do we know?
Let me check it out.
When you say it,
It's not Kendrick
Isn't it-
Lamar, is it?
It is Kendrick Lamar.
Glad to hear that.
Of course you know that.
He knows it. He's got
I'm a
young
big Lamar
kids.
guy.
Nice job.
It's on his playlist.
Yeah. I was listening to it this morning on the ride in.
Driving that little Toyota.
Windows down.
subwoofer in the trunk.
Oh, they got
Big pimpin'.
Oh man. Yeah, the NFL tries to get rid of me every year, but I just can't. I can't stop watching. I love the NFL. Like, I'm a rabid Giants fan. I love the Giants. I live and die by it. So if you're like that and you're at a game,
Yep.
you're on your feet the whole time.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's basically, it's first, second down, it's third down. Now you're on your feet, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, to me, it's a great experience.
Yeah.
But-
And when I went, the Patriots weren't that good.
well, yeah, that's it. Well, guess what? The Giants haven't been very good either. So
they've had some good years.
yeah,
and some
they've-
good
I mean,
games against the
they've
Patriots.
won a lot when I've gone, so it's fun to go when they
Yeah.
win, right? But
Yeah.
I went this year twice, and they got beat both times, so it wasn't very much fun. But
I got to tell you this. I've been kicked out of 2 Super Bowl parties, and both of them were when the Patriots were playing the
Sweet.
Giants because I was
Oh.
rooting for the Giants. I've never been a Tom Brady guy.
Wow.
Sorry.
This is getting real now.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Tensions.
yeah, let's talk
Yeah,
about
this
those
is-
2
the
Super
mood just
Bowls. Huh?
changed
You know what?
You want to talk about them?
Yeah, but the dynasty's
another
over
beer.
now. It's over now.
The helmet catch, the Eli Manning throw.
Yes. Yeah.
2 throws.
Wait till he gets in the Hall of
2
Fame. this
throws.
year.
He's a field goal kicker now.
The amount of bebopping and scatting that I'm going to do when Eli gets into the
Oh,
Hall
boy.
of Fame, it's going to be legendary.
I'll
just so
just
you know.
sit back and drink my beer.
I went down to, we brought the family down at Christmas down to Florida, and we went into a Tampa Bay Bucks game. That stadium is the funnest. It's unreal. Like the DJ, they have a DJ, like live DJ. He's
Yeah.
just, the stadium is just dancing, moving, and it's
cool.
so unusual. I've been to a couple Pats games, and I've sat in good seats, bad seats. The tailgating there is another level. It's nice, in Maine and New England, it's cold and it's tough to really get after it. But I would highly suggest if you could get to Tampa and go there, even if you're not a fan.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful place to watch a football game, and it's inexpensive.
That's how I felt about when I was in Dallas going to a Stars game. Like I wasn't a Stars. Hockey's probably the lowest sport that I want to watch, and that going to a Stars game was like. It turned me around. I was like, "This is amazing!" Just the atmosphere. It was inexpensive to go, and they just know how to put on a. They know how to entertain. Yeah. It's very cool.
The $13 beers, that's a different story.
Yeah, you're always gonna have that.
13, that's on the low end.
I know.
Right,
I was going to say. I think I paid 18 for a Bud Light.
And they're all cashless now, so you got to use your card, and it's like, damn, this hurts.
Yeah, and the lowest tip you can give is like 25%.
Yeah, right. They don't give you much another option.
No option.
Yeah, for them to go and hand it to you.
Exactly. Sometimes not even.
Yeah. Thumbs up for a Garage.
I agree.
Original here. Classic.
Yeah.
Garage classic. Yeah. Does anyone know how the Kelsey brothers got involved with this?
So this started with a smaller brewery in Columbus, Ohio, Braxton Brewing out of Covington, Kentucky. Took over the brewing aspects, and then they moved production facilities back to Ohio. And the Kelsey brothers actually went to Cincinnati, played football at the University of Cincinnati. So it was kind of a local thing for them. Not only are they involved, Richard Rawlings from Gas Monkey Garage, that show that was on TV for a long time. He's involved. Was the golfer Paige Spiranak?
Yep.
Highly recommend. If you're into golf, you want to learn a nice, beautiful, smooth swing, watch Paige.
Paige get a good swing.
I'm not into golf, but I can appreciate Paige.
You'd
It'd be worth the Google.
Oh, I know.
you know Paige.
I know of who you
A
speak.
lot of us know Paige.
Pam's like, you're a bunch of pigs.
Steph's like, you're watching Paige again? And I look at that swing, the inside out.
Yes.
Nice backswing, tempo.
It's all technical.
I think being a local play for them, and they're both beer guys, especially Jason. I mean, he's the persona of a beer guy. I mean, he wants to walk around with a 12-pack
Looks
under
the
his
part.
arm and crush beers, and this kind of fit right into their character. So
Actually, it's funny you say that. I'm looking at a sell sheet here, and it's got a picture of the brothers. And of course, Travis isn't drinking a beer, but his brother's got one.
He's always crushing beers.
Why isn't Travis drinking? He doesn't want to upset Taylor.
Pretty boy, probably.
Pretty boy.
I mean, you could tell they love each other. Obviously, they're brothers, but they are not similar.
Right.
Very different.
I mean, other than being great football players, I mean, he's just
Actually,
he's
Jason
an animal.
kept Travis in football. He got kicked out of the University of Cincinnati.
Yeah,
he got cut from the team at one point for disciplinary reasons, and I think his brother went to bat for him and got him back on the team, and now look at it.
Who's older? Is
Jason.
Jason's older?
Jason's older, yeah.
And you could argue Travis is one of the greatest tight ends of all time, but Jason Kelsey is one of the greatest linemen. And he was a guy that, he wasn't drafted very high. He really worked at it. I think he was a 3rd or 4th round draft pick. So
You never know.
Nope.
the one thing that garage beer and a lot of these lagers, these the door opened up for these when there was something that happened with Bud Light a couple of years ago. I don't know if you guys are familiar about that.
I recall.
I
recall.
But
I recall that Kid Rock wasn't too happy about it.
well, no, he's back on. He's all set now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But,
Kid Rock made a lot of money both ways.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
It's amazing what some
Little
cash will
flip-flop
do.
on that one. But it really opened the door for some of these beers, and this is it tastes like a Bud Light.
It does. Yeah.
I think it tastes
actually-
better than a Bud Light.
It does.
A little more flavor to it.
Yeah.
I never know really if I like a beer or not unless I have two. Right? The first one is, the second one really tells me. Like even bourbon. Like if I have a drink of bourbon, you need another one, then another one.
Yes.
Of course.
Tastes like a now one.
I like the can too.
Yep.
Like it's retro,
Yep.
simple, but like classy.
It reminds me
I
of
like it.
Coors Banquet, like the kind of
it does have that
saying
feel.
exactly, but it's definitely a lot lighter than a heavy lager, so it's good. It's crushable.
Crushable.
It is.
Quaffable.
Quaffable.
Where can you buy these?
We're
There's a place called.
Little store named Roopers, I think,
Yeah.
sells
never heard of
a
it.
little bit.
There's a couple of
They
them.
sell a little bit of beer for us, though. Not a lot.
Is it a non-elk?
Not this month.
I know the president. I'll give you his contact info.
Do you want to just give it over the air right now?
Don't do that.
New address, phone
Don't do
number.
that, please.
Oh, that's right.
Please.
Whole new address. You heard it
Definitely
here
not
first.
the address.
Jesse, what's selling big at Roopers nowadays?
Oh, right now, it's been a strange couple years in our business because we had that big push with the federal government handing out paychecks, which we've all known about, and the money isn't there as much. So you're not seeing as many routine customers buying as much. Mm-hmm. They still come in and they're buying product, but they're not buying the lump sum anymore. I mean, you're seeing a little decrease in a lot of the the craft beer. The craft beer industry is hurting right now, and people just can't afford it, and it's expensive. And you're seeing a lot like Tito's vodka is one of our most popular vodkas, and that's hurting a little bit. People are downsizing; they're not spending the same amount of money. Right. So, still, the king is Fireball. Oh. It's crazy, but
Pam, are you a fan?
Thank you for not bringing that into tasting sales. I've had my fair share of Fireball.
No, yeah.
No Andy Freeze this morning?
Yeah. I was a big Jaeger fan, but
no.
Don't you think the cannabis industry is really cutting into business as well? I mean, ever since they legalized marijuana in Maine, I mean, you can't drive 5 feet without seeing a dispensary or a place where anybody can go in. Yep. And that just people have only so much disposable income.
Right.
And
we've talked about this before. I don't know if it's been in here, but me in general, there's a difference. Like, Jesse, when we were growing up, what were we doing? We were
going to church,
going out,
CCD.
partying. It was that was it. It was socializing and getting out and seeing your friends. And now kids are staying home and smoking pot and playing video games.
Exactly, that's all.
And that they're fine doing that. Where we weren't. We didn't do that. That wasn't our choice of entertainment for the weekend.
There wasn't a whole lot of entertainment at home when we were kids.
No.
Right.
Because our parents were like, get out.
We
were more social.
We had one TV and it was on the news. Or it was on I Love Lucy or whatever. And you're like, okay, I got to get out of here.
It's different now. So
what's scary is going to be what's going to be like 10, 15, 20 years from now when, like you said, people are less social. They're more on their phones and more texting in the house. You're texting someone that is right in the other room, right? What's it going to be like 10, 20 years from now?
I hope not. I hope we are seeing what's happening and we kind of take a step and say, okay, we need to force our younger generation to interact with people. I know with my grandson, we take him out all the time, and he wasn't used to that. He wasn't used to going out to dinner and things like that. And now, we've done it a lot in the last year. Now I'm like, when you order, you have to look at the person.
Yeah.
Don't look at me and order. I'm not taking your order.
Right. Yeah.
So there's like this just tool, where communication and eye contact and all of that, like they don't know how because they haven't had to or they haven't been doing it because they're just looking at a screen and communicating with God knows who through a video game.
COVID really put a dark shadow over this younger generation. Physically, mentally, emotionally. So, but I don't know.
We're my wife and I are raising our granddaughter. She's 4, and we're trying to be, raise her old school, not sitting in front of the TV, not sitting on a pad.
Get outside and play.
She loves to get in dresses. We've got a bunch of princess dresses that she loves to dress, play around with that. So try to play. This Christmas we bought a lot of board games. Yep. We're playing board games, so she's not sitting in front. So we're trying, but
any princess dresses your size or?
I have not been. I've had to wear a crown a couple of times, but
she play makeup.
There are no princess. They don't make XXX princess dresses.
Well, your nails aren't painted. So
no, and that's not happening. There's lines I'm not willing to cross.
Oh, jeez. Come on.
I'll play Barbies. That's
it. With a beer.
With his garage beer.
With a beer. Yeah, with a garage beer.
Exactly. We're after a few beers.
Yeah. Barbie's always invited into the garage, right?
Exactly.
Winthrop, your new store?
Yeah, we're working on it. I talked to our engineer the other day, and he sent the plans to the town. So we're just waiting on the town to approve it. Probably have a meeting with the town, and we'll go through everything. And then if the town approves, it goes to the state fire marshal, and then let's pray that he approves. But you never
know how that can go, right?
They don't move very fast.
No, they
I have no idea why it goes to the state fire marshal, but whatever. And then we're ready to roll on our end.
Yeah.
We're ready to invest into that town. We're ready to put shovels in the ground. I understand how Steve feels now because I never, like when I started there, I never was involved in the construction of new businesses and stuff like that like he was, and it's very frustrating. It's a very slow process, and in our business, in retail, it's every day. Like you work every day, and it's really hard to stay calm and like believe the process is going to work. But it is, I guess.
Yeah, lots of following up, right?
Oh, my Lord.
Where are we in this process?
I bug them a lot.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
have
bad if
to.
they're listening. I apologize. But look, hey, I just don't like to sit around and wait.
Yeah.
Let's get this done. And
Yeah.
I got vendors asking me every day when we doing it. And, obviously we sold the store down the road here, so we can invest some proceeds into that area. And we have another location we're looking at as we speak. We're just waiting to see how that goes.
All
So
right.
exciting. Is this exciting? Because it's kind of like your first baby.
It is. It's our first baby.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
I'm excited.
And we're actually
for you
working on
guys.
another process too. Is it's a great segue. Like earlier, we were talking about these new generation of drinkers. Is that we're going to do a to-go program at 2 of our locations, and we're going to have an app you can download on your phone, and then you can order from there.
Sweet.
Obviously, there'll be a minimum. But,
Oh my God! Thank you.
Yep, just pull in and pull out. In both of these locations, you will not have to deal with the traffic, the people. You're going to pull in and pull out. So, it'll be
Pam,
really
your
cool.
prayers have been
No,
answered.
okay, so I guess I was a little more excited than I should have been. Delivery. Can we talk?
We can't do that yet. We're
Is
not
it
ready.
state
The
or
state
just
level
you?
is not
Yeah,
ready. Once
okay.
it's ready, this is where we're starting. We're going to start with this to go, and once we master this, let's pray that the state looks into this and says, "Yeah, hey, why don't we go with delivery?" And we have the capabilities of
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah.
So once we do, we'll have the process set up. We'll have the app set up. So it'll be turnkey, and it'll be really
Awesome.
exciting.
So how's this going to work? We're going to get on our phones and we're going to order a 12-pack of garage beer and we're going to roll into the account. It's going to be right there on the counter, ready to go.
Yeah, we'll bring it out to you.
Oh, you're going to bring it right out
could.
curbside.
Oh, just like the Hannaford and Shaw's.
Yep,
and
100%. Yep. I mean, obviously, we don't want. It's going to be a minimum because it'd be a pain in the
Yeah.
pain in the butt.
You can.
Oh, you can say yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank
a
you. You guys.
podcast.
So
It's a
3 of us just said it. That's true. I sometimes I forget. But
Good catch, though.
it's going to be nice that you don't want people coming in just ordering a 6-pack of beer, right? Like,
No.
it has to.
Yeah.
Just come in, please. But as far as a minimum, we're kind of kicking that around right now. But we have 2 people ready to roll on it. 2 employees that are going to take it over, and it's going to be awesome. This is a long process because we were so antiquated with our POS system in years past. We've upgraded that. I mean, it's just a long process, technology-wise, and we're always trying to improve and get better. And
That's a big thing to tackle. You got to get every product in your store on that app.
exactly,
Yeah.
That's,
And
with inventory.
Yeah.
Right, inventory.
Right.
So you don't want to order something and then you show up and you're like, oh, we didn't have
And you
that.
think about all the
Sorry.
pictures and what it looks like, and I'm like, how do we manage all that? It's a big process,
It
and thank
is.
God to Jen Grace, who's, she's just a godsend. She's done a great job for us, and she's kind of leading the charge with that end.
Yeah.
I'll say, Pam, you're very excited about this. I'm not very excited about
No.
to-go business. I'll tell you why. And it's not just Roopers, it's all the to-go stuff. As a salesperson, you count on incremental sales.
Yeah.
And incremental sales are people walk by and say, oh, I didn't,
Yeah.
I need to grab a 12-pack of garage beer.
Right.
I've been hearing a lot about that. It's going to start to go away because
Right.
you're going to go into a supermarket and there's going to be 5 people in there, no matter how busy it is. Because I tell you, I have 4 daughters, and they're all anywhere from 37 to 30. They all use to go. They rarely go shopping. They go Walmart or Hannaford or whatever to go, and it's getting to the point
And they
where
don't go in? Because
they don't go in very often. I mean, if they do, they don't go in as much as they
Right.
would without it, right?
Yeah.
So, it's definitely going to hurt our business,
Right.
Down the road. So,
that makes
go
sense.
get them, Jesse.
Sorry. You either live with it or you die with it. So in our business, you
I'm
have to
60,
keep.
so I'm not going to be whatever. 15, 20 years from now,
So-
whatever you do.
And my response to that is I don't think you're ever going to get people not going in. Like, yeah, I've used Hannaford to go for like my staple items, but I'm not buying a lot of produce or any of my meat. Like, I'm not letting someone else pick
Right.
out that product for
Right.
me. That, and people have been telling us print is going to die for almost 30 years now. And here we are still printing and
True.
doing our advertising and still getting to the public on a consistent basis and getting feedback from our advertisers that people are seeing it and utilizing it. So like in that response, it's like, I don't think people are not gonna, it might be less, sure, but find different ways. Like when people are ordering online, maybe you can throw your product in there, like, you know, there's always those pop-ups, right? So you find different ways.
Well,
but
we all originate from tribes, in folklore stories.
wow, we're going way back.
But, we're made to go speak to other people and communicate.
Yes.
We're not made to sit in caves and, hopefully it's just hard to find a middle ground here with, this, you're always watching trends and what's moving and what's not moving. And I agree. It takes a community, though. It takes people. You got to support people. And you guys are doing a great job here and just getting things out there, getting the word out there. And people need to just support each other. And that's what, that's what it takes. It takes a village. Yeah. I hate to go back.
People who need
He's going to sing
people.
now.
Love it. We don't have Sarah to sing.
I'm not going to stop him.
Please do.
That was
He's like
magical.
Aaron Neville, man. He's unreal.
That was magical. Thank you.
He sings in his office all day long. It's obnoxious at times.
We love it. You can sing anytime you
He
want.
serenaded his wife. What anniversary was that?
25th.
25th. And
That was a classic, too.
And there was, 100 plus people there, and he serenaded her, and it was beautiful.
Brought tears to
It
the eyes. Everybody was
Yep.
tearing up.
Wow.
We look like all the husbands in there.
I don't know if we were sad for Rick singing.
Step it up.
They're like, how come you're not doing that for me?
He made us all
It's like
look
Bob
bad.
Vila. He's killing all of us. Like, none of us can do what Bob Vila does.
Time to
I
bring your
can't build a
game up.
cabinet like that. I can't sing like that.
He made us look bad until he started dancing. Then we were back in.
Yeah.
I called my dad on his birthday in October and sang happy birthday to him, and he hung up on me. He's 84
Such a
years
terrible
old.
song, though.
84 he hung up.
Yeah, get out of here.
He wanted nothing to do with it. And I called
funny.
him back. I'm like,
Please don't.
Dad, you hung up on me. He's like, I know. Stop singing.
That's awesome. I think my
to that
dad
point,
might, I think my dad might hang up on me if I did that.
They don't want to celebrate their birthday at 84. They're like, yeah, I've had enough.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just riding out the string now. Just whatever.
So you poured us something else.
So-
It's still a garage beer, but
Still a garage beer with a little lime zest.
a little kick.
Yeah.
That's tasty. I noticed it's a little lighter too. Did you notice that, Travis?
I think the lime overpowers the lager flavor a
Yeah.
little bit. So,
It sure does. Yeah. A lot of lime
This
in there.
definitely
if
limey.
you're,
It's
if you're a lime fan, this is right
Well,
up your alley.
Jesse, you love Bud Light Lime.
did.
How do you
Yep.
like that compared to Bud Light Lime?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah. I got tired of drinking those Bud Light limes. Just that lime flavor
it's-
after a
it's
while. and it
overwhelming.
Yeah,
it was
too
too
much.
strong. And ironically, I had Lyme disease at the time. And
From Bud Light.
no, I got Lyme disease. I got really sick, and I was drinking a lot of Bud Light Lime. And I'm like, wow, this is strange. But I don't want to throw Bud Light Lime under the bus. But I didn't get Bud Light Lime from.
I don't
Lyme disease.
believe it came from Bud Light Lime.
That was from being too cheap, searching for golf balls in fields. And a tick got me. But no, I used to drink a lot of Bud Light Lime. But I like this better. I do. It's not as strong. And you don't want a lot of strong lime,
No,
in
because
your
after
drink.
a
Just
while,
a little.
it's like too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
This is subtle.
We have a local bar over here. You guys have probably been to it, Craft Brew Underground.
CBU?
On Court Street in Auburn. Yeah, CBU. So every year they do a thing called the Bad Beer Bash, where they give you the 10 worst beers of the year. And it's just like a 4-ounce sample, and you got to drink them. And the worst beer I've ever had so far, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's called Hemp Tails.
Oh, I've seen
Hemp
it.
Tails.
Yeah. I've never tried it.
I
yet.
couldn't finish 4 ounces.
That
I took one sip, and I'm like, no, get it? No.
That bad,
This ain't
huh?
happening.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was curious, like, what's the worst beer you guys have ever sampled?
Actually, it's funny you say that. I years ago, I've been in this business for a long time, but there was an account in Waterville on Friday afternoons when I worked for a different company at the time, and we would meet at this account, and it was a beverage place, beverage house, and they had these long you remember the old coolers that had the long rails, kind of
yeah.
old Circle K's,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And beers would fall down under there, and they would
Oh, boy.
they'd take a rake, and they'd pull the beers out, put them in a box, and up on a counter, and you had to reach in. Whatever you grabbed, you had to drink.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I would say the worst beer I ever had was a Black Label that I don't know how long it was under the rail, but it had to be there for a while.
Heffenreffers.
That's my first beer ever. Heffenreffer.
I had to plug my nose to drink that.
Yep.
It was so bad.
Yep.
Rick, you remember the brand Stacked?
Stacked?
It carries a 24-ounce can. It's a 10% lager.
No.
10%
If
lager.
you think of a high ABV lager,
Wow.
it's just not palatable.
No.
That's the worst one you ever had?
They went around the room and sampled. There was 20 of us sitting there, and I don't think that we got through one 24-ounce can. I mean, it was
man.
brutal. Brutal.
Have you had to sell a beer that you didn't like?
A lot of them.
Yeah.
That's a great question, Pam.
We sell a lot of stuff, and I'm not into everything that we sell. I mean, that doesn't mean it doesn't sell.
No,
I
yeah.
mean, I don't.
Pam, you ever
It's part
seen
of
the
it.
commercial, Life cereal commercial? Yeah.
It's a running
Give it
joke.
to Mikey.
Give it
He
to
won't
Mikey.
eat it. He hates everything. That's Mikey right over there.
I like what I like. That's
I would say one of the ones that I remember is that you remember the Four Loko. What was that Four Loko? Tasted like
one you
cough syrup.
Well,
Remember
most
that
of them.
16-ounce can? It was a 16-ounce can. It was a can't remember what it was. A different style of Four Loko, which is just high ABV flavored malt.
Yeah.
And it was bad, but you got to sell it.
Yep. I
Tastes
get it.
great.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
14%.
It'll sell.
You can't beat it.
Look at the can. It's beautiful.
Listen, we sell a ton of Natty Daddy. That's
Yeah.
one of our biggest,
Yeah.
single sale
I went to
purchases.
visit my dad one time. This was a few years back, and he's not a big drinker. And it was a hot day, and he's like, "Hey," and we're talking about cars and stuff. And he's a big car guy, and he's like, "Dad, Jesse," he goes, "I got this beer. You gotta try it. You gotta try it." And I said, "What is it, Dad?" Because I've been in the beer business for 20 plus years. I worked with these guys at Valley before I worked at Roopers, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll try it. What do you got?" He goes up, he comes back, he's all pumped up. He hands me it's a Keystone Light. I'm like, "Dad, really? Keystone Light?" And so we're drinking. I'm drinking. I'm like, "Dad, this isn't very good." He goes, "You know what? You're right. This isn't very good." He bought 30 of them.
Oh. Were they on
It's going to be a
sale?
long week.
Probably he's wicked cheap. He probably bought them for $12.99 or something at Rite Aid, and it was 20 years older.
Rite Aid. Geez, you're going back.
Yeah. What is Rite Aid called now?
Walgreens.
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 Yeah, I get with the program.
The opposite end of the spectrum. What's your favorite?
Wait, did you answer that question?
Yeah, you didn't, Pam.
The worst
Yeah.
beer? I think we talked about this. There was a beer at the Lost Valley Beer Fest this past fall, I think it was. And I don't know what brewery it was, but it was leftover Halloween candy beer.
Ooh.
And it was all different kinds of candy that they
Oh.
made. It was
Thank you.
How could that
so disgusting.
Yeah.
I was,
How could that be
I
good?
don't, it was so gross.
There's one thing about women; they're so good at like telling you exactly how they feel at the moment. Men will drink it and be like,
They'll muscle it down. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh,
women are
that's
like,
good.
Steph does the same thing. She's like, "Ah."
This beer was so bad. Kevin took a sip and he literally dumped it out right in front of the tent. He was like, "I don't even care. I'm not drinking that." It was bad.
Yeah, they have to know. They have to know.
Please
how
don't
bad
make
this
that
is.
ever again.
Oh God.
Yep. That's my worst.
I'd say my favorite is Budweiser.
All right,
Always-
just keep it simple.
Always been, if I go, especially on draft, if it's a place that has a good draft beer, like,
That's
Wild
gonna be
Wings.
cold and clean,
that
right?
has-
Yep.
It's, the thing about draft beer is that, the shorter the draw and the colder, the better it's going to be. You got a lot of places that have these glycol systems that are, they're drawing beer from
The basement.
300-400
yards
feet
away.
away,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it just doesn't, but at Wild Wings, it's right behind the wall. It's just ice cold, very good, but that's always been my favorite.
Classic.
Yep. Simple.
Well, I'm old, so I'm a classic.
It's like Heffenreffer or something like that.
No.
Jesse, what's yours? Like regular Keystone?
Ice,
like the
Keystone
white
Ice.
Keystone Ice. Yeah, no, thank you. Oh, those ice beers. Oh boy. I don't know. I'm more of a seasonal. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a nice light beer, and then sometimes I'm in the mood for a heavy IPA, and I'll do a couple of those. And geez, Foundation makes some good beer. I like the Epiphany, but I do like if I'm going to drink more than 2 or 3, I'm going to drink like a Bud Light or because I'll get in trouble real quick drinking IPA. So you guys know if you have a double IPA, a couple of those is. But yeah, I would say the Foundation Epiphany is probably my favorite beer.
All right. Travis.
I'm a volume beer guy, so I like to drink a lot of beer. So if
Yeah.
I'm going to drink a lot of beer, I'm going to drink what I like, and Bud Light's going to be my go-to there. I grew up on light beer, I drank it all through college. I've been through all of them, but Bud Light I've always stuck with Bud Light. I love Budweiser. But if I'm going to sit down with a steak or main beer lunch, if I'm going to drink an IPA, it's probably my go-to there. If that's on tap. But yeah,
I think their boss is listening.
Probably, right.
No,
They've rehearsed this answer.
no, I know these guys. They're legit. Yeah.
I wouldn't drink it just because I sell it.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink something that I like.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah, you are drinking. If I ever see you drinking anything that we don't sell, we're going to have a problem.
Oof.
Just
You heard it here
know.
first.
Uh-oh, good
You know
things
that.
Jesse's between you guys.
He's been between us a few times on these arguments.
I'm like
That's
Mills
one
Lane.
of the things that
Rick is trying to take a piece out of Travis's ear.
He's witnessed this battle a few times. So
that's one of my pet peeves of being in this business as long as I've been in it. You know, today's salesperson doesn't respect that.
Yeah.
And I have a major problem with you drinking something that you don't sell. I mean, let's face it, it's what putting money in your pocket.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
and there's a lot of options. I mean, we've got
Right.
hundreds and hundreds of SKUs of stuff that you could choose
Right.
to drink. So it's
Yeah.
not like you're pigeonholed into drinking light beer if you're
Right.
an IPA. I mean, we have everything. Everything.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something
Makes
there
sense.
you like.
Yeah, I made the mistake of I haven't been working for Pam all that long, ever since late August, early September. So it's been a few months. But I made the mistake of walking in here one morning with holding a publication from another local
Nice.
publisher.
You gave it to him, Pam.
Pam looks at me and says, "What are you doing with that rag in this office?"
Good for you. Good for you. I love it.
Okay, I guess I'm throwing this away. Yeah.
I mean,
That
same
one-
thing.
I will never, ever do
Pick
that
that up.
again.
Not be seen with that.
I know. I apologize.
I don't even let my kids drink stuff that I don't
That
sell.
you don't sell. Yeah, I don't blame
They
you.
know better.
At least they don't show up at his house with him.
Yeah.
Show up there.
I think he had a son-in-law showed up
My
to your house.
son-in-law, police officer for Waterville,
What's his name, Rick?
Paul Heath. He's a detective now. So, but he, I went to his house there 4 or 5 months ago, and there was a competitive brand in his refrigerator, and I walked out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm leaving." You knew I was coming, and this is what you have in
Hide
in
it.
the refrigerator.
You can't have that.
Way to ruin the family dinner.
I know, right?
It's very
Sorry.
nerve-wracking. I know. I have a friend that at Central Distributors, and she asked me to pick up some wine, and I was like,
Oh boy.
Make
Well, they got
sure.
the tags.
I know.
on
I'm
them,
like, there's the Central tag.
Oh, Lord.
Gotta make sure. Because I will never hear the and she won't drink it. She'll be like, nope.
A lot of people don't understand. My wife sometimes she'll like pick something up. I'm like, nope. No, we're not
Yeah.
going to the register with that. Not
Right.
happening.
Yep.
Not
Not
going
while
home
I'm
with
here.
that.
Not on my watch.
Yeah, not on my watch. No.
Pam, which Budweiser beer is your favorite?
Good question.
Wow, that's perfect. Go ahead, be honest.
I don't.
I was just gonna say none of
Budweiser.
them.
I just got to look. I can't even describe to our
I
listeners.
can't do Bud or Bud Light. I can't.
What do you drink?
For beer,
Yeah, if you had to have a beer.
if I had to have a beer, I'm kind of all over the place. I like dark,
Yep.
and obviously it
Porters
changes
and
in the
stouts.
winter. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Guinness is always a favorite. It's light. People are
Yep.
like, it's so heavy and dark. I'm like, it's not heavy at
It's
all.
really not. Yeah, it's a perception.
But yeah, I like some coffee porters or oak barrel aged porters, things
Yep.
like that. But Mark can tell you my all-time favorite beer.
Yes, we actually have it in our refrigerator.
Uh-oh. Rick, did you see it?
I did not. So,
It's Allagash Curio.
Yeah, Allagash is great.
I
We used to
got-
sell
I-
Allagash.
Did I pronounce it correctly?
That's how I
Yep.
say Curio.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yep.
yeah, one of the worst trades in beer history. We had Allagash, and I think it was when Rolling Rock and when
Yep.
AB bought Rolling Rock. We had to. One of the things about the beer business is if you have a certain brand, and say Anheuser-Busch purchases it, then the millionaires, the owners of the distributors, start talking about how you're going to acquire that, because
Okay.
Anheuser-Busch doesn't want to go into Central Distributors and talk to them about a brand that they sell, right? They want us to have it. So when they purchased Rolling Rock, and I think it was Bass was included in that as well.
Yeah, I think so.
So we traded Allagash for Rolling Rock and Bass, which we don't even have Bass anymore. And
Yeah.
Rolling Rock is
Yeah.
a
It was kind of a
afterthought.
forced. It was kind of
So,
a forced thing to do.
Yeah.
Rob Todd's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Best brewers.
But you're looking at national, universally, like,
Right.
And compared to like New England, Allagash is huge in New England. It's actually huge.
It's
across
huge
the United
everywhere. I
States,
think.
but
yeah.
So I've
I'd
got
say-
a-
but Rolling Rock was a big number.
Back then it was, yeah,
Yeah.
but then AB, as they've done in the past, ruined it. But
I I'm aware what Curio can do. I lived in Texas for a while, and I came up to Maine and grabbed a small keg from Roopers and drove it back with me.
Ooh, keg.
And it was a little one, and tapped it, and my boyfriend at the time, he was a Bud Light drinker. I go, this is not Bud Light.
Oh, yeah.
Do not drink this like Bud Light. Oh, yeah, by 8 p.m., he's on the couch. Can't move. He's like,
Mashed potatoes. Those beers affect you differently,
They
though.
do.
Yeah, they affect
They
you
do.
differently, but with Curio, like, you can't taste that it's a 10.2.
No,
like,
no, it's very smooth.
It's just so smooth.
Yeah.
Shed's
Yeah.
like that. Shed Mountain Ale.
Yeah, it's a 7.4 brown.
So I got a 12-pack of that one summer afternoon and started drinking it like Bud Light. And I had about 6 beers in. It's 7%.
Yeah.
Rick's
It's-
blacked out with
it wasn't
fingernail
blacked
polish
out.
on.
He's got to forget about Jesus all over his
He
chest.
had to take a nap.
Jesus, yeah.
Taylor Swift
May or may
t-shirt
not
on.
have been some Cheez-Its on there. Is that the night you turned into a Swiftie fan?
He was singing it. He didn't know it.
Yeah, he's singing it.
Shake it off.
He knows a bunch of them. Don't let him fool you.
Must be the 4-year-old granddaughter.
Oh, my God. It's all
That's an
females.
excuse.
He's a good human being.
He was a Backstreet Boys guy.
No.
Oh, wait.
In sync.
In sync.
Sorry,
Yeah.
same
Get
thing.
it straight.
Same thing.
Locally owned and locally focused, Lydia Media celebrates the heart of the greater Lewiston Auburn area through 2 magazines, Uncle Andy's Digest and LA Metro Magazine, and the new Lydia's Lunch Bunch podcast. Each production shines a positive light on local businesses, nonprofits, events, and individuals making a difference in our community. Keep your advertising dollars local and position your business in front of your target audience with Lydia Media. Learn more at LydiaMediaLLC.com. All right, should we wrap it up with 3 random questions, Pam?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with Travis and work our way around. Travis, what was your favorite childhood toy?
How do I answer this one?
Truthfully.
Truthfully?
Yeah.
Probably the first gun my dad bought me.
What was that?
You know, that's going to be a sketchy tough.
Was it a Red Ryder BB gun?
Yeah.
You shoot your
So
eye
I
out.
grew up on a farm in Kingfield, and we had a huge barn. And in the summertime, you know, my parents were pretty trustworthy. They used to leave me back in the day. You'd leave your kids home alone most of the day.
Yep.
Well, I had a BB gun. Well, my idea of fun, I'd go out in that barn and I would shoot barn swallows all day long. We had hundreds of them in the barn. And I had little perches built all over the barn, and that was my favorite thing to do as a kid.
Wow.
Sniper.
Yeah, you could have
Oh,
been a
you-
sniper.
If you've ever shot a Red Ryder BB gun, you know the BBs don't go straight. I mean, they curve left, they curve right.
Yeah,
You got to play
yeah.
it all. I mean, that's what I did as a kid. That's
All
how I grew
right.
up.
Jesse.
I think I remember having I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was stompers, those little,
Oh, I remember those.
and I had a nice little track. You could build it and make berms and,
Yeah.
you know, tabletops and stuff, and that was my favorite toy.
Rick?
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yep.
Shocker.
Today's kids will never know.
I go, what?
They will never know.
Yeah, that was awesome. I
The
remember
joy
getting
that
that, for
that
Christmas.
brought us.
That was one of my favorite Christmas gifts I ever got.
All right, Pam.
All right. Which celebrity would you choose for your best friend?
Oh, we'll start with Rick on
Start
this
with
one.
me on this one?
Yeah.
Alive?
Anybody. Sure. Dead or alive. Doesn't matter.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Ah.
I've always been a big Arnold fan. He likes cigars. I like cigars. Weightlifter. I used to lift weights.
Give us your best Arnold.
Got to get out of here. Get to the chopper.
It's not bad. That's
pretty
not
good.
bad. That's a serviceable Arnold. What's your favorite Arnold movie?
Oh, boy. That's a great question. So many good ones. I'll have to go. You know, everybody says about Terminator was,
Yeah.
was awesome, but, I mean, Commando was great.
Twins.
Yeah, no. There's certain Arnold ones.
Kindergarten
I
Cop.
don't think I ever watched, but yeah, Commando was a great one.
Jesse.
Jesse.
Oh, God. Sports figures, or does it matter?
Anybody.
Celebrity.
Yeah, celebrity. Sports figures are celebrities.
I would have loved to hang out with Marvin Hagler.
Oh, I love it.
Marvelous.
I was a kid of the 80s,
Yep.
you know, and Wild World Sports always had
Yes.
that, you know, boxing on every Saturday. And I know I grew up with Leonard and, you know, Duran and Hearns, but Hagler, just a guy from Brockton, Mass.
Yeah.
Just a bald
He was
head,
a monster.
the goatee.
Yep.
He looked like a savage, but he was
Sure
the
did.
sweetest human being, you
And
know.
smart, too.
And yeah, it'd be Marvin Hagler.
Hagler Hearns might be one of the
Oh.
most brutal 3 rounds.
It's one of the
in
best
boxing
fights ever.
history.
It's a tough question.
It is.
You got to pick one.
You can't say me, Travis.
Because
we hang out.
Just be honest.
Yes. I got two in mind.
Kendrick Lamar.
If I had to pick one guy to hang out with for a day, it would not be Kendrick Lamar. How about Stone Cold Steve Austin?
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a beer
How
drinker.
about a guy who wants to sit down and drink a 30-pack of beer?
Yeah, but he's going to spill 80%
That's
of it.
fine. That's fine. Yeah. I was going to go him or John Daly if I want to play around a golf.
John Daly would be
yeah.
another great one.
I think it would be a fun
Daly.
5-6 hours of.
Fantastic.
Actually, it would turn into 24 hours with him, so that's fine. That's what I got.
All
And
right.
Stone Cold over your boy, Nature Boy.
Ric Flair would be something
Yeah,
else.
Ric
to
Flair
do.
would be fun too.
Yeah, you talk about
Big
drinking.
fans of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can drink more than the
I don't think I'd
30-pack
want
of
to
Ric Flair.
listen to Ric Flair after like 4 hours. The first 2 hours would be epic, and you'd be like, all right, that's enough, Rick. That's
How about Mike Tyson?
one more. Woo!
Yeah.
How about Mike Tyson? Imagine hanging out with him.
Oh.
I don't
Could you
know.
conversate with the guy?
Yeah,
though?
you couldn't
I don't know.
understand
Funny,
what he
man.
said.
You kind of look at him like, is he going to hit me?
He's gonna hit you all the time.
Yeah.
My
Very
back is broken.
Unpredictable. You're like,
It's funny.
I did the Tough Man one. You remember the old Tough Man?
Yeah.
I did that one year. Oof. 3 1-minute rounds, and I almost died.
Yeah. Oh, it's,
I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
At the end of 3 rounds, I literally could not.
Why is
breathe.
there not video of this?
I know.
I was trying. Have you ever been in a situation where you were trying to get air into your body
Yes.
and it would not? You couldn't do it.
Your
Yeah.
body needs a lot of air, bro.
yeah.
It's scary. It was scary.
Yeah.
It's a torso.
How old were you at this point?
I was 30-ish, 31, 32 maybe.
And where was this?
It was in Biddeford at the time.
Oh, there was one in
there
Lewiston.
was one in Biddeford at the time. Yeah, it was bad. I trained with a guy you guys might know, Mark Landry. He's
haven't
from
heard of
Lewiston.
him,
He's an 8-time Gold Gloves winner, and this other guy, Wes Littlefield, who had won a Tough Man. And I'm training with these boxers, right? And they're teaching me how to box, and then I get in the ring with this guy who just comes running at me, throwing
yeah,
hands.
yeah.
And when you're in that situation, you do the same thing. So the first round was, just basically throwing hands at each other. The second round, we just looked at each other because I couldn't move.
Holy
I couldn't breathe. He couldn't breathe. We're just walking around looking at each other. And Wes is in the corner going, punch. And I'm like, nope. I can't breathe.
I can't lift my arms.
So I won that fight, though. I did win, yeah.
Nice.
I say I'm undefeated because, I won, but I didn't show up the second night. So I think I lost that one.
I ain't going back.
Yeah, Wes came over to my house and he's like, "Hey, listen, we're not going back." I said, "What do you mean we're not going back?" "Yeah, you almost died last night. I'm not
Yeah.
going to be, I'm not going to watch you die." So I was like, "Okay, cool. See you later."
Throw the towel. Throw the damn towel.
You don't want to end up like Apollo Creed. Yeah. He dies.
Yeah,
I can see you dancing like Apollo, though. With a little,
you can.
little James Brown singing. I live in
America.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Great
Yeah.
song.
All right, final question. We'll start with Jesse. If you could attend any sporting event that has happened already, what would it be?
God, the '80 hockey game.
Oof. Yeah.
Russians versus the Americans.
Yep.
I've been to that rink, and I went last year with my youngest kid because he plays hockey, and walking in there, you can feel it.
Yeah.
Like your hair on your arm stands up.
energy, I love
The
that.
energy,
Yeah.
and it's so small, and I couldn't imagine those Russian players listening to USA that whole game. Like, wow. That town is so
Insane.
small. It's one little
Insane.
road in. Unreal.
Yep.
Yeah, the 80 hockey game.
Yep. All right, Travis.
At the game, I'd say, how about the locker room of the 04 World Series of the Red Sox?
We didn't say be in the locker room. We said
Yeah,
be
but
at the game.
I added that in.
Travis,
Oh, okay, you just
Yeah.
got in. You
I
sucked
changed
in the
it.
locker
Let
room.
me ask you this, Travis. Would you rather have attended Game 7 against the Yankees or Game 4 when they won the World Series?
Oh, good question.
Oh, if you're going to watch the Game 7. But I'm thinking the atmosphere in the locker room at 04 was unmatched.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Game 7, the Yankees, that's...
Nothing can top that.
No. The
Nothing.
whole series.
No.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've watched that 30 for 30. I've watched all those shows
Yep.
1,000 times.
I told my wife that's when I stopped caring about sports because after that, nothing else mattered.
Yeah.
Nothing could ever come close
No.
to what just
You're
happened
right.
here.
Every one of those games ending at midnight, 1 in the morning.
Yep.
You go right back
Yep.
the next day and
Yep.
do it again.
And now I enjoy sports, but I don't care about them
Yeah,
anymore
it's
because
not as special.
I've experienced the ultimate sportsgasm.
Yeah, it may never happen again.
Okay, but here's a question for you.
All right.
Did you watch Game 4?
I did.
because I did not watch, and I'll be the first to admit,
Yep.
I couldn't watch them get swept.
I'll tell you, I watched it and I had zero confidence.
Yeah.
No,
Well, they didn't
nobody
look
had
good.
confidence.
They were losing the majority of that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once it started to turn,
Oh, yeah, that hit.
It was
Bill Miller.
incredible.
Was it Bill Miller?
well, Poppy had the.
Poppy
Yeah,
had
Bill,
the
Bill,
game.
the big
Bill
hit.
Miller had the big hit. He
Yeah.
knocked in Dave Roberts.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Robert
Tied it
stole
up.
second,
He stole
and everybody
second.
Roberts
on the
just
planet
barely-
knew he was running.
Yeah.
And he just barely.
He was stretching
Just
out at
barely
first
got it.
base. Been in the dugout for 8 innings or whatever.
Unreal.
Yep. That's why I will never hate Dave Roberts. I don't
Oh,
care who he coaches,
I
who he
know.
manages. He's
Yeah,
a
just for
legend.
that.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
drinks for free in Boston.
All right, Rick, you're up.
February 3rd, 2008,
There we go.
17-14. New York Giants are your Super Bowl champions. And Eli Manning, MVP. One of 2 MVPs.
I hated football after that.
It was
Hated
awesome.
it. I said I'd never watch a
Yeah,
Pats
talking about
game
the
ever
ultimate
again.
low
Yeah.
for a Pats fan. That was the ultimate low.
Right, that was
Undefeated season.
18-1.
And we beat him earlier that year.
Dominating.
I was at that
I had
game.
the face paint on. I had
In
a
your
big
living room.
56 right here on the side of my face.
So lucky.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What were you thinking going into that game? Did you think the Giants had a prayer?
I always think they do, but
Yeah.
that team was just special. You know, I mean, no one thought they had a chance. The Patriots were undefeated, but they played the Patriots pretty tough last game of the season that year, if you remember.
They did.
You know, it was in New York, and it was neither team had any other. The Patriots had something to play for because they were trying to be undefeated, but the Giants were already in the playoffs. They could have rested all the, all the subs. I mean, all the stars, and they didn't. You know, and they played the Patriots pretty tough. But yeah, that would be the game. And I preface that with I would not want to go watch my team play in the Super Bowl because I'd much rather watch that at home because there's just so much pomp and circumstance around the Super Bowl and stuff. You know, there'd be somebody standing in
fans
front
at
of
the
me
Super Bowl.
with some giant hat on or
course,
something
yeah.
that I wouldn't be able to see the game. You know,
Who's there to be there?
yeah.
Well, this was super fun, guys. Thanks for
having
Thanks
us.
for popping in.
Well, congrats on 101.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
It's
Good for you
been
guys.
we're on our way to 200, Pam.
Keep going.
Thanks to our sponsors, Roopers Beverage and Redemption and United Piping. And if you'd like to be part of the Lydia's Lunch Bunch advertising family, reach out to Pam via email. She's right over there.
Hey.
Pam at LydiaMediaLLC.com. Thanks for listening. We will see you tomorrow when we have Danielle Hirsch coming in.
Yeah,
Ariel
Ariel
Jade
Jade.
is doing the thing.
We
tomorrow
didn't even
morning.
plan that. That
We
was
did.
pretty good.
That was pretty good. It's going to be a new drop here at the podcast.